Jambo, Senabanani, Bawoni, Salam. Welcome to Inside Africa. France has dominated its former colonies via the use of the CFA Franc currency. The currency was introduced after World War II to help France after its currency was devalued. However, since, it has been nothing but a shackle on many francophone countries. It's like having someone take all your money even though you are the one physically doing all the work. How does that make sense? A great book that explains some of these underhanded dealings is Africa's Last Colonial Currency, the CFA Franc Story by Ndongo Sombasila and Fanny Pigaud. The book lays out the French state's continuous meddling in Africa, a masterclass in capitalist villainy, victim blaming, and versatility. After the abolition of slavery, huge reparations were paid to the French former slave owners. These were used in part to establish colonial banks in Africa, later joined by others, which would strive to ensure that French domination would endure post-slavery by maintaining the colonial pact. This pact involved the deliberate underdeveloping of the colonies' economies, their forced reliance on raw material exports, and a French monopoly on shipping, exports, and imports. The CFA franc was the currency designed by France to ensure French control survived colonialism's official demise. The French knew that independence in Africa was inevitable. In 1958, France organized a referendum asking whether sub-Saharan African countries under its domination wanted to become independent on French terms. Guinea, led by one of the few African leaders who was a trade unionist and not a loyal French ally trained in France, voted no to this independence without independence and broke away from France 2 years before the rest. For the others, it was independence without full sovereignty, independence on the condition of signing cooperation agreements. The idea was to create new republics with limited autonomy under the tutelage of France. All sovereign commands would be exercised by Paris. When Guinea decided to issue its own national currency in 1960, France organized a sabotage operation to destabilize the new country, sending in its service secrets agents, flooding the economy with false banknotes, and disrupting everything. This sent a clear message to other countries: if you want to go down that road, you know what happens. From then on, this has been more or less the story of African leadership. If you want to stay in power, you have to be on good terms with France. In the lead up to independence, France managed its relationships with these new countries by choosing the leaders it preferred to be heads of state. You can see now it's the same system. We have African leaders who are very linked to and don't dare to act without the okay from Paris. If they try to act differently, there will be reprisals. I hope you enjoyed that and found it informative. This is Inside Africa.